Today is Tuesday, November 9th, 2021. Coming up on Roland Martin Unfiltered, broadcasted live from Los Angeles on the Black Star Network. The sheriff of LA County is being sued, saying he allows his deputies to pretty much do what they want, when they want, and to commit civil rights violations. We'll talk with the attorney who filed the lawsuit right here on the show. Also in today's show, West Virginia, the Poor People's Campaign continues. The focus is on Senator Joe Manchin, demanding that he do what's right when it comes to supporting initiatives focused on the poor in the United States Senate. Also, today's the 75th anniversary of the Links Foundation. We will talk with the president of the Links about the work they are committed to doing. Also, a white man in California files a lawsuit to stop the transfer of Bruce's Beach back to black descendants. Also, one of the defendants who was on trial for killing Ahmaud Arbery lied to the police. We'll recap what happened today in the courtroom. It is time to bring the funk on Roland Martin Unfiltered on the Black Star Network. Let's go.
He's got it. Whatever the miss, he's on it. Whatever it is, he's got the scoop, the fact, the find. And when it breaks, he's right on time and it's rolling. Best believe he's knowing. Putting it down from sports to news to politics. With entertainment just for kicks, he's rolling. It's on go, roll, y'all. It's rolling Martin, yeah. Rolling with rolling now. He's funk, he's fresh, he's real, the best, you know he's rolling Martin now.
Folks, all right, folks, we told you about, of course, the impact of district attorneys across the country. In New York, 60 cases have been dismissed in that particular area by the Queens DA. Why? Because they involve 3 NYPD detectives who have been charged with perjury and other crimes. Kevin DeSormo and Sasha Cordova were charged with perjury after lying about a gun bust 6 years ago. 54 of their cases have been thrown out. Now, Oscar Sandino was convicted of sexually assaulting a woman he arrested in 2010. 6 of his cases have been tossed out. There's an ongoing review of their cases involving defendants who maintain their innocence. I want to bring in my panel right now, Brianna Cartwright. She's, of course, political strategist and lawyer. Teresa Lundy, principal founder of TML Communications. Xavier Pope, host of Suit Up News, owner of the Pope Law Firm. And Xavier, I'll start with you. This is the thing we keep talking about over and over and over again, these police officers and their bad actions. We saw where the state's attorney in Prince George's County, Aisha Bradeboy, as well as Marilyn Mosby in Baltimore, where they made clear that cops they will never call to the stand because they have credibility issues. These are the types of actions we should be seeing from DAs across the country, holding these rogue, thuggish cops accountable.
You're correct, Roland. I mean, we talked about this plenty of times on your show about how police lie on police reports, do whatever it is to bring in whoever is necessary for to bring for an arrest. And sexual assault of an arrestee. I mean, this is just abhorrent behavior by those that are supposed to be sworn to protect. And many of these individuals that they are claiming their innocence, and they're sitting there languishing, going through the court system and all the trauma to themselves and their families, destroying families even, on the fact of the terrible character of these officers. It's something that should definitely be wider spread across this country, that more accountability be held in various departments and DAs across the country.
You know, Brianna, this constant battle that we are in. You've got all of these police out here angry with people who talk about defund the police and abolish the police. But these cops and these unions, they do not want to hold their own accountable. And so to have this case right here where you have, again, criminal cops lying on the stand. I remember there was a judge in Chicago who contacted an agency there saying, he said, this is a judge who said, I witnessed cops lying on my stand, and he was offended by that.
Yes. Well, I'm sure that these violations will end up being prosecuted, and we're glad that Los Angeles has a new district attorney. I think that it's awful, and I do appreciate them trying to right their wrongs, even though it's late. But yeah, I appreciate that they're going back around it. I mean, one of the key things with this for me was actually one of the cases focused on the mental health issues. And we see that over and over again, Roland, how the police have not handled mental health issues properly, and someone ends up either dead or injured. And, you know, we talked about it previously, and we know that and then it passed in Minneapolis, but the fact that we shouldn't really count on police to do a lot of this mental health, what mental health people should be doing, and Department of Public Safety and so forth should partner up with a lot of different services to get people the help that they need, and just not have it all reliant. I know that we haven't done such a great job at getting everybody on the side to clean up this mess in regards to defund the police. But it's something that we should be constantly focusing on, and especially around, you know, as we can see this, there's still issues, and, you know, qualified immunity is still one of the main issues that we can't fix. So, yeah.
Teresa, look, what has to happen here is constant accountability. Art Acevedo, who was forced out as the police chief in Miami, talked about how the commissioners there did not want to have accountability when it comes to the police force. If we're going to entrust police officers with the level of power and influence they have, they must be beyond reproach. And too often we're seeing officers like these, frankly, who are arresting people for crimes they didn't commit, who are lying about it, lying on police reports, making things up. These people should all be removed from the force.
You're absolutely right. This has proven to be the year of accountability. And that means stemming from the top, as well as the deputies, as well as unions. All of them need to have a real evaluation by the city municipal governments that actually paying their salaries. So, I mean, you know, even us as taxpayers, we know that their job is to protect and serve. And so, but it's not to abuse the power that they were given. And so I think it really is incumbent of the associations, the labor unions, and also just really the governors of these states to really have a real approach on how to govern these, not only just the police officer associations, but also the sheriff's associations. And to see when the next time they ask for a budget, an increase of spending. I'm not saying we need to defund the police, because we shouldn't be doing our own law and order, but there should be some sort of accountability when it comes to the results of some of those actions that they do take, that do take place in communities of color against people.
And I would say, just in regards to following up of that, I think one of the things is messaging in itself, right? You said that you don't think that we should defund the police because we should not be doing our own law and order. I agree with that as well. As an attorney, we say that we shouldn't, you know, take the law in our own hands and vigilantes, and we've seen that also with Ahmaud Arbery, which is not okay, right? So that's not what it means to defund the police, and I think better messaging around it is important in the sense of making sure that, you know, it's not police the only one responding, but, you know, when the brother of a schizophrenic man calls and asks for help, resources, that schizophrenic man actually gets the resources they need and not the police shooting him. And so I think that's the difference of, like, not putting all the funds in this militaristic police and more into resources to help solve some of the problems within the community.
It's also important to note that police officers have a heightened sense of responsibility to the communities that they serve. And just like in finance arenas and just like many other industries, there's a heightened sense of responsibility that comes with that job. And if you go above a certain level of responsibility for their job. There's criminal statutes attached to that. That doesn't happen in law enforcement, and I think that needs to be changed.
Well, not only that, we want to talk about the impact of police officers. Ben Crump tweeted this out, and it was related to a New York Times story. This is what it says. The New York Times discovered about 250 drivers. Y'all, go to my iPad, please. Not armed with a gun or knife were killed by police for non-violent offenses. Many of these cops who put themselves in danger claim the driver used their vehicle as a weapon to justify their actions. This here is the New York Times story right here. And this is what they said. A Phoenix City, Alabama police officer shot and killed Cedric Miffin in May 2017. When I tried to dig into the case this summer, no one answered my calls. So I drove to Alabama and met one of my colleagues, Donovan Thomas. Here's what happened. This is sort of the same thing. Again, 250 people who have been shot and killed by police officers who did not have a gun or a knife. How is this not a national firestorm? Teresa.
It's a national crisis, It's a national crisis, Roland. We saw what Philadelphia is doing right now to eliminate traffic stops for low-level offenses. This should happen around the country because low-level offenses or these protectual stops are used as ways to be able to have conflict with motorists, and then leading to some of the different things that you talked about now. That has to be changed, not just in Philadelphia, but around the country as well.
Teresa,
Yes.
this is what the reporter said. Teresa, this is what the reporter said. Go to my iPad. The police tried to stop Cedric for not wearing a seatbelt. He fled. After a short chase, Cedric, who was unarmed, stopped briefly, and the officer jumped out of his patrol car. He shot Cedric because he later said he thought Cedric was about to run him over. The vehicle was a weapon. As to Xavier's point, when you outlaw these type of traffic stops, then you don't pull somebody over for not wearing a seatbelt.
Right. Absolutely. And you know what? The bill that we're talking about is one that was actually delivered by a, Northwest young, I believe, under 35 city councilman who is serving his first year as a council person. But again, the reason why the bill mattered was because you would think it was common sense to not do it, but sometimes you really do just have to make it a bill. And I think, young men, who we elect in public office, these are the type of thought process that have to happen in order for results and justice to get done. Now, gratefully, we haven't had this issue with the 250 people, being assaulted. But again, if we can model this type of legislation in other cities and states, who knows what can happen? Hopefully, some justice, but also some real reforms that can take place.
To understand how these cops don't like accountability, Brianna, this is what Kim Barker reported with the New York Times. We hand-delivered 6 letters to Phoenix city officials and police officers. Neither the mayor nor the police chief would talk. The city's lawyer eventually agreed to answer several questions, but wouldn't give us the body or dash cam videos. What about the transparency, huh?
Yeah, I think that we do not hold our police accountable enough, and we're seeing that time and time again. Just as we were previously stated, there's the elevated standard and excuses that we give police officers, and honestly, qualified immunity properly shields police officers from liability when they act reasonably to protect themselves and the public. When there is no knife or gun, that's not reasonable. And it doesn't protect an officer who inflicts deadly force on a person who's only a threat to themselves or just trying to receive services. And so I think that we really, the cases have gone up to Supreme Court and they haven't listened to them. I know that we're trying to figure out things in Congress, and it's not bipartisan, even though they said it was going to be bipartisan because of Foolish Scott. So I know that we keep talking about it, but it's an issue, and the more accountability we can press city-wise and keep on marching and protesting around this and make sure that we're heard and that we're not letting up to show that it's important that police need to keep being accountable and do their job properly. It's not an excuse, and a lot of this stuff is it shows that it's not even reasonable.
Well, this is the actions that we often see, and again, they hate it when they're being held accountable. And so you want to really check out that New York Times story because, again, 250 people dead, did not have a weapon, no gun, no knife, but the cops claim they were using their car as a weapon. Folks, got to go to a break. We come back. We're going to talk about this lawsuit here in Los Angeles County where it says that the sheriff just pretty much allows and encourages his folks to violate the civil rights of residents. We're going to discuss that next with a lawyer who filed a lawsuit right here. Roland Martin Unfiltered, broadcasting live from Los Angeles on the Black Star Network. Back in a moment.
Betty is saving big holiday shopping at Amazon. So now, she's free to become Bear Hug Betty. Settle in, kids. You'll be there a while. Ooh, where you going?
It's Kim Whitley.
Yo, what's up? This your boy Ice Cube.
Hey, yo, Peace World. What's going on? It's the Love King of R&B, Raheem Devon, and you're watching Roland Martin Unfiltered.
All right, folks, welcome back to Roland Martin Unfiltered here in Los Angeles. Interesting story that we were sent dealing with Alex Villanueva, who's the LA County Sheriff. Okay, he's accused of supporting deputies who use excessive force and violate the civil rights of residents. A federal lawsuit stemming from a December 2020 case alleges the sheriff has created an atmosphere within the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department where civil rights violations are not only approved but also encouraged. In December, there was an incident involving Larry Jefferson, who was having a mental health episode. Christopher Chambers, his brother-in-law, called for help, but no one responded. A couple of hours later is when everything unfolded. Now, before we show you this video, we got to warn you, it is extremely disturbing. So if you want to look away right now, we'll give you some time to do so. But it's important that we show you this so you understand the context of the conversation that we are about to have. Go ahead and play it. Joining us right now is Faisal Gill, who is the attorney for Larry Jefferson and Christopher Chambers. Mr. Gill, glad to have you on the show. This is quite disturbing, and this is one of the points that Brianna, one of our panelists, made earlier, how law enforcement all across this country does not know how to deal with individuals who are having mental health breakdowns.
Well, first of all, thank you very much for having me on the show and airing the story. But you're absolutely right. Folks, law enforcement are not capable of dealing with mental health breakdown. But I don't even think it's that. I think it's the fact that law enforcement, when they arrive at a situation and when they see a person is, African American or brown, they act a different way. They immediately go to pulling out their guns. They immediately go to, arresting the person. They immediately go to assaulting the person, and they bring them down. They act as if they are afraid. Like the video that you just showed, there were 5 or 6 officers there, and then just one person. How can they fear for their life or be in danger from one man who was clearly unarmed? He came and ran towards them because his brother-in-law was being assaulted. There was no danger to the police officers.
And you're absolutely right. We have shown many of these videos on this show, and time after time after time, they get on, they immediately go to the black person, detain them, cuff them, toss them to the ground, and then decide to ask questions.
That's exactly right. And the sheriff in this case, the sheriff in Los Angeles County, has expressly created an atmosphere where that's not only okay, but that's celebrated. I mean, recently he went and changed the hats to cowboy hats there for the sheriff's office. So, I mean, he has this mentality that he wants his law enforcement officers to basically buy into. This is literally a cowboy mentality where you go there, arrest a person, throw them on the ground, put your knee in their necks, and then ask questions later on. In this case, what happened was when my client, Mr. Chambers, was down on the floor, on the ground there, they kept their knee on his neck. And the only way they let him up is he said, I don't know why he thought about this, but he said, "Is this how you treat the son of a police officer?" And as soon as he said that, they immediately lifted him up. Now, the truth is that his father is not a police officer, but that's the only thing he could think of to say to actually save himself at that time. And I think that that's just sad. And that's very indicative of what is going on with the police. And your last panel that you were discussing is absolutely true. There is no accountability for police officers. And when there is no accountability for police officers, they can do whatever they want to do.
Christopher Chambers, he joins us right now as well. And Christopher, the particular point your attorney just made there, I mean, you said that, and they literally changed 180 degrees?
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
And that had to be... They had to be shocking to you to like, oh wow, what? That's the key to unlock being beaten.
Yeah, I was on the I was laying on the ground, and several people around me was saying, "Okay, pick him up, like pick him up now." And I started saying, "Can you pick me up?" I said, "I'm not resisting." The reason why I'm saying not resisting because they keep saying stop resisting, and I said several times, even with my face, they buried my face in the dirt. So everything was kind of muffled, but I was like, I'm not resisting. I stretched my hands out for him to take my hands and put them like behind my back while I'm laying on my chest because they literally slammed me on the sidewalk, on the pavement, slammed my chest on the pavement. And then they, after I stretched my hands out, then they put my hands behind me and he was twisting my arm really hard. One guy, the guy that when I first walked out, that officer, the one that first tackled me, that one, he had his knees in my neck. He was pushing so hard on my neck. Till today, it feels like a flashback. Like, you know what I mean? Every time I think about it, I even mention it, like I am to you right now. And the other guy has his knee, like, basically in my back, in my spine, was just like inflicting pain upon me. That's what they was doing. So I said to the guy, I said, "Hey, I'm not resisting." I said, "Can you cuff me, but you can't put a cuff on?" I started getting scared because what the guy was doing with my hands. And I'm like, I just feel like I couldn't trust him at that moment. So I feel like that guy, I don't want him to try to put my hands on the gun or anything and say that I'm trying to do something, because I really think these guys was going to try to shoot me or something like that. That's all that was going through my mind. So I just think real quick, like, you know what I mean? Tell him that your dad is a police officer, you know what I mean? And they won't hurt you. And I said, you know what I mean? I said, my dad is a police officer. What were you guys trying to do? Kill me? And immediately the guy picked me up. And then one of them said to me that you should have said that a long time ago. Now, of course, when I was on my feet, that's when I said to him, I said, so I have to tell you that for you to, like, you know what I mean, like, pick me up or, you know, or try to not hurt me?
You know, this is, it is so unfortunate. Now, Attorney Gill, you're alleging that this is practice in the Sheriff's Department. Are there other examples beyond this case? Have you received, other people reached out to you with any information?
Absolutely. I have another case that we're going to file soon against the sheriff's office as well, where there was a black man sitting in his car eating a burrito, and the sheriff's office came there and then basically said, get out of your car. He said, why? And they said, well, get out of your car and then we'll tell you. And then when he didn't, they reached in, grabbed him by his lapel and yanked him out there and arrested him. And for no reason. And he said, what was I doing? And they said, well, we have there's a suspect in the area who was robbing, who was committing a robbery. And he said, what are you doing? Stopping every black man to see if they committed the robbery? And they just wouldn't listen to him, and they arrested him for resisting arrest and threw him in jail for a day and impounded his car. And this person is not even, if he's like 110 pounds, he's too much. Absolutely no threat to the police officers, but that's how they act. That is the sheriff's attitude when they come across minorities. They don't care. They'll just arrest you. And if you don't do what they say, when they say it, you are going to get arrested and you're going to get hurt.
It is, again, we keep seeing these things all across the country. And to be perfectly honest, without these lawsuits, without the light being shown upon the police departments, we're not going to see the type of changes. And so, Attorney Gill, Mr. Chambers, we appreciate both of you being on the show to share this with us.
Thank you very much for shedding a light on this very important topic. I really appreciate that.
Thank you, sir. I do appreciate it.
Thanks a bunch.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, folks. Going to go to a break. We come back. More on Roland Martin Unfiltered, including an update on the trial of 3 white men on trial for killing Ahmaud Arbery. Also, we still have some things we want to show you. Dr. J, yesterday from the Anthony Anderson Celebrity Golf Classic in San Diego. It was always good seeing Doc, the coolest brother ever to play in the NBA. We can't wait to show you that as well. You're watching Roland Martin Unfiltered, broadcasting live from Los Angeles, right here on the Black Star Network.
Are the stars out tonight?
Alexa, play our favorite song again.
Okay.
That spin class was brutal. Well, you can try using the Buick's massaging seat. Ooh, yeah, that's nice.
Can I use Apple CarPlay to put some music on?
Sure, it's wireless.
Pick something we all like. Okay, hold on. What's your Buick's Wi-Fi password?
Buick Envision 2021.
Oh, you should pick something stronger. That's really predictable.
That's a really tight spot. Don't worry, I used to hate parallel parking.
Me too.
Hey.
Really outdid yourself.
Yes, we did.
The all-new Buick Envision, an SUV built around you, all of you.
Once upon a time, there lived a princess with really long hair who was waiting for a prince to come save her. But really, who has time for that?
Let's go. Feeling myself. I'm feeling myself.
She ordered herself a ladder with Prime one-day delivery, and she was out of there.
I want some hood girls looking back at it and a good girl in my tax bracket.
Now, her hairdressing empire is killing it. And the prince, well, who cares? Prime changes everything.
Hi, I'm Eric Nolan.
What's up, y'all? I'm Will Packer.
I'm Chrisette Michelle.
Hi, I'm Chaley Rose, and you're watching Roland Martin Unfiltered.
35-year-old Tiffany Nicole Foster, mother of 3 from Newman, Georgia, has been missing since March 1st, 2021. Police believe her disappearance is suspicious after finding her 2020 gray Nissan Altima in Fulton County with her personal belongings inside not long after she was reported missing. Tiffany is 5 feet 2 inches tall and weighs 220 pounds. She has red hair and hazel eyes. Anyone with information on the disappearance of Tiffany Foster, please contact the Coweta County Sheriff's Office at 770-253-1502, 770-253-1502. All right, folks, today was the third day of testimony in the trial of 3 white men who are accused of killing Ahmaud Arbery. And already we are seeing the lies that they have told. Watch this. Police officers who took the stand told the jury the man who initiated the chase that ended Arbery's life quickly changed his story about why he suspected the 25-year-old black man was running in his neighborhood and was a criminal. Glenn County police officer Jeff Brandenberry testified that Greg McMichael first told him that Arbery had been recorded by security cameras breaking in all these houses out here. If we have the audio, please pull it up.
One of the main investigators in the case. I don't understand why we're not allowed to go into other things that he's done.
Well, probably depends on what else he's done, but
I'm going to go
sure
very
the counsel
generally.
is aware of the evidence in the case and will ask an appropriate question.
Okay.
At this point, all I've heard is the beginning of it.
Okay. So in terms of you trying to figure out what was going on that day, and Mr. Ahmaud Arbery, you did some investigation into Ahmaud Arbery.
I gathered video from Mr. English and spoke to Mr. Olson about video.
Okay. To see how many additional times Mr. Arbery may have been in that residence.
To gather video from the 23rd. February 23rd, 2020.
Okay. Did you become aware of Mr. Arbery being inside 220 Satilla on other occasions than February 23rd?
I did through other investigators and the media.
Okay, well, let's not talk about what the media did.
That's 220 Satilla Drive.
All right, and then down here, what do we have?
The McMichael's residence.
And so where do they go? Or where does Greg McMichael go?
Continuing straight, they go down Burford. They follow the turn at the very end past Mr. Bryant's house, and they follow the left up Zellwood and follow that all the way around to Holmes Road, where they then take another left.
And come down here?
Yes, ma'am. And this is where the incident concludes.
All right, so with regard to Burford Road, do you have any clear indication from Greg McMichael, due to your interview with him, how many times he went back and forth on this particular road?
We have, from his statements, the initial interaction where Mr. Arbery stops, turns, and runs the other way, and he follows on foot before getting back in the truck, and then the truck proceeding around to Zellwood to Holmes.
All right. And here, do you have any indication of him coming down here if they stopped at any point in time here to confront or yell at Mr. Arbery to stop?
From our interview, the only spot I'm familiar with is where they are finally stopped and the final incident occurs, where we have the red X at.
Now, folks, let's walk you through it. Again, Jeff Brandenberry said Greg McMichael told him that Ahmaud Arbery had been recorded by security cameras, quote, breaking all these houses out here. Yet, McMichael's changed his story when he talked with Glenn County Detective Parker Mercy the same day, saying that Arbery had targeted just one home, that it was still under construction, that had no doors or windows. Now, prosecutors say the men had no legal reason to stop or pursue Arbery with guns, and there's no evidence that Arbery committed any crimes in that particular subdivision outside of Brunswick. Now, the jury saw the security camera video from inside the house under construction, recorded just before the deadly chase. Arbery is seen wandering through the open frame interior, but doesn't seem to touch anything. He ran after a neighbor outside called the police. It's very interesting, Xavier, because when this story happened, there were numerous people, especially white folks, on social media who said they often did this. Home be under construction, and they would go there and they would look inside and see what's going on. But the fact that they immediately changed their story shows they're lying, shows that they were trying to figure out a way to come up with an explanation to cover up this heinous crime.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious, Roland. I mean, they didn't know exactly what story they needed to come up with to cover it up, because guess what? They thought that the community would surround them and think it was okay with what they did and allow them to lynch a black man. It's really that simple. We had a police officer that was on the stand, stated that the men said they had cornered or cut him off before it happened. And they were asked, okay, why did you start chasing him? And one of them said, well, I don't know why I started chasing him. Well, you know why you started chasing him. Ahmaud Arbery was in a place that you thought he didn't belong. And that was deserving of being modern day lynched. And through every part of the process, from police officers to the prosecutors there, to being replaced, to even down to the jury, that the community is attempting to protect these men because this is their area and you don't belong here. We get to enforce it by any means necessary, whether it's by guns, force, or by lynching.
And look, Brianna, for the folks who are trying to use this archaic law in Georgia, that you can make a citizen's arrest, the whole stand your ground, this is very simple. These three white men had no basis whatsoever. To claim that he was stealing, knocking over numerous houses, again, to go from several houses to one house, you're lying. And what we're seeing, I think the prosecution has to continue to pound, again, this inconsistency in terms of what they did. This brother was lynched.
Absolutely. And you can see that just through this first week of the trial, that there's a lot of lies that are being aired out. And I honestly think they're going to get convicted. It's not even close. It's you know, the fact that they said, oh, they did the research and like, what motivated them to do that? They weren't detectives. They were retired. They didn't, you know, they had no business doing it. If they thought it was an issue, they would have reported it to the police or a real detective, et cetera. It wasn't. It was something that shows from the responses that it was planned over time, because they said that they looked in his history, et cetera, versus something like, oh, I was across the house and I saw this was happening and I got out to defend, you know, my neighborhood. It wasn't something like that. And, you know, even his you know, running away and his back towards it, they still thought they should go to extreme. That's not standard defense. Their life was in a threat. And that's actually one of the main issues that we are currently having within our police force, is that police started to protect property and it's not properly protecting people. And so, you know, they cared more about the house than the man's life. And a lot of this is just pretext, and it's coming out in court. I do think that we will be successful in this case because, you know, looking at it for the jurors, really do believe that there is inequities of how black and white people are treated by the police. As we previously heard from the attorney, it's because when people come on site, the first thing is to think of handling a black person aggressively and not de-escalating the situation. And honestly, I'm pretty sure they knew he wasn't a threat, and they still decided to go after him and corner him, and there was 3 of them. And the video, it's gruesome.
Well, here's the deal, Teresa. In this particular testimony that the cop laid out, which I think is really, really important. First of all, Gregory McMichael, he insisted Ahmaud Arbery was the guy, but then said he wasn't even sure that he stole anything. This is what he also testified. And the officer testified, and these were based upon the notes. Greg McMichael said, "To be perfectly honest with you, if I could have got a shot at the guy, I have shot him myself." Now, it was Travis McMichael, the one who actually took the shot. Now, this is from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution report here. Okay, and so then also in the testimony here, this is what McMichael said. "I don't know the guy has actually stolen anything out of there, but he keeps going back there over and over and over again." Boom, Teresa. Bottom line here, those statements right there nails them in that you say he was stealing something, but you admit you weren't sure he stole something. So why in the hell were you pursuing him?
For the same reasons why we're having this discussion today, is because he was an African-American man in a neighborhood that the officers feel, that he was not supposed to be in a property that they already assumed that he did not own. So if Arbery decided to go back to the property back and forth because he knew probably in the property that there was no one there, and as these gentlemen of whom he did not recognize as probably the police is, following him or trying to do something detrimental to him, he goes back and forth as somebody who is in his position, as someone who is living in America, unfortunately under some of these crude laws that is being enacted by police and sheriffs. So I think he was acting as someone who was scared. There was no time, I guess, on Arbery's end to pick up the phone and call for help. But what he felt was he was being attacked. He was being, identified as someone who was actually going to create a crime of some sort. And these three men took it as a personal threat. And so they did what they personally wanted to do to Arbery or anybody else that looked like us. And so I think that's really where it comes down to. When you have officers saying, "I don't know," and "I am unsure," that also gets us in a very interesting place when you have to say that on a stand, because "I don't know" and "unsure" also leads to another loss of life. And so someone who is unsure and "I don't know" needs to be held accountable for that. And I think the jury is actually going to hopefully see the writing on the wall, and the prosecution will absolutely, hopefully create a precedent in that county.
Absolutely. So we're going to keep covering this trial and giving you the latest that exists. I got to talk about this here. Republicans in Washington, D.C., they are a little upset with those 13 Republicans who voted for the Build Back Better plan. So they are even considering right now stripping those 13 Republicans of their committee posts. Now, what's interesting is that Republicans are mighty silent about Arizona Congressman Paul Gosar, who tweeted out a video that mocked the death of Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Is that where we are now, to the point, Teresa, that if you actually vote for a bill on behalf of your constituents, the Republican Party says, "We're going to screw you over"?
That's not where we should be, but unfortunately, these are the tactics that are stemming down from the Republican Party when they are very fearful of an AOC, and those who have influence, those who are actually engaging with their constituents and putting up bills that actually matter. So I think that, it's unfortunate that, AOC, amongst others, don't have the cover that they should. As Black and brown women should, as elected officials. But this is unfortunately where we are. And I think, as we see more of these progressive legislators that want to do more for not only their constituents, but because of their position for most of the states around it, i.e. Congress. I think that we should probably have some better mechanisms or something to support these young people who are trying to do something better.
The thing here that we're looking at is, it's real simple, Brianna. The Republican Party, they're full of gutless individuals. This $1.2 trillion plan is money, I guarantee you, Republicans are going to be lining up for those projects. Same thing happened with the stimulus bill under President Barack Obama. The same people who voted against it all were touting this money coming to their districts. If you're Democrats, expose at every turn any Republican who voted against this bill now trying to revel in that money coming to their congressional district.
Absolutely, Roland. So I do want to first start off saying kudos for the infrastructure bill being passed and all that it did, and it's great victory for President Biden's agenda and the Democrats, especially as it's been said that Democrats haven't been able to get done. So kudos for that and all that it took to do it. But in regards to the Republicans, and I would say even with the infrastructure bill, I will say even with the 6 lefties, they decided to vote no as well. And that's what I'm going to call them. They can go at it another time in regards to why I don't consider them progressives. But yeah, I do think that they definitely have to explain to the constituents why they didn't support, ways to better the communities, to help the transportation. And so, I mean, I don't think it's politically smart. And it's, the bill improved the lives of the constituents. And now as soon as, the projects roll out, they won't be able to say that they brought the bacon home to the district, right? And so I understand that they might feel compelled to make a moral or symbolic statement to demonstrate their credentials and distance themselves from the party moderates. But I also think that it speaks volumes that they voted no to increase transportation, to improve the subways in New York, to help with the bridges and put a lot of struggling people back to work. And so I find it, it's very partisan right now. And, even within the Democrats, there's issues within. And so I think, concentrating on what progress is and what it is to be progressive, it's really committed to making those incremental changes and knowing that like the infancy of an idea, you might not get everybody on board, but as soon as you have a consensus, you can take the little step and pass a bill that would be for a greater good. And it really shouldn't be part of the playbook of voting against a needed change from any side, from the Republican or the Democrat. But once again, kudos to the Democrat for delivering for the people again. And I think that as we go forward, I know that a lot of people are upset that there had to be a separation of the bill, and they took out the social aspects of it, which, the Build Back Better part that they're trying to state of, the child care and health care, et cetera, and paid family leave. But it's the incremental changes, and we're hoping that Sinema and Manchin aren't going to buck further the progress like the 6 lefties did, and that we all come together as Democrats and get this done for our nation who really, really need it.
Xavier, look, the bottom line here is they're going to feed at that trough while at the same time trying to bash Democrats, calling this a communist bill, which is just beyond stupid. But to see them literally talk about stripping committee assignments because members chose to vote for the district, wow. So this all should be a lesson to President Biden to realize This ain't the Republican Party that you always talk about. In fact, Biden has, this is the political headline, Biden denounces efforts to strip Republicans who supported infrastructure of committee standing. If we don't generate consensus in America, we're in trouble. Well, Republicans don't care about that. They care about winning.
Yeah, Roland, that's exactly it. I think that having 12 Republicans vote for a bill and 6 Democrats not vote for a bill is how democracy is supposed to work. And stripping Republicans of their committee assignments is not how democracy is supposed to work. And it certainly shouldn't work where you have a Republican threatening with a video and say, hey, how do you guys like anime? I mean, Gosar put out a statement with saying, I do not espouse violence or harm towards any member of Congress or Mr. Biden, but that's exactly what the demonstration was. And when we have a 1-6 committee investigating a potential violence against our members of Congress, this is the absolute wrongest time that you could ever do that, and especially if you don't even support the investigation into why there's violence against our Congress in the first place. Now you're espousing violence yourself. It's hypocritical, it's disgusting, it's beneath him in office, and it shouldn't just be an apologize. He should be sanctioned for it.
Well, it's about power, and they're going to continue to flex it as much as they can. So we're going to keep an eye on that as well. But also, it's crickets. They've said nothing about Congressman Paul Gosar for his shameful, despicable attack on Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez. But that's no surprise because they don't want to tick off the Trump-loving Gosar. All right, folks, going to a break. We come back. 75 years of the Links. We'll talk about the work that they're doing across the country on behalf of African Americans. Also, Dr. J. We have a little fun with him at the Anthony Anderson Golf Classic. We will also share that with you as well. Folks, you're watching Roland Martin Unfiltered on the Black Star Network. Don't forget to support what we do. Download the app, available on all platforms. Your Apple phone, your Android phone, Apple TV, Android TV, Roku, Samsung TV, Amazon Fire, as well as Xbox. All the platforms. Our goal is to get 50,000 downloads by December 31st. So please share it, pass it on. Let's get those downloads. Also, you can support us via our joining our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar you give goes to support what we do. You can support us via. We're here right now in Los Angeles, folks. You could take a shot of the house here. We're doing the interviews for our one-on-one show, new show we're launching on the Black Star Network called Rolling with Roland. And so we interviewed Sally Richardson Whitfield, the actress director, today. I'll be chatting in a bit with Richard Roundtree. We'll also be talking to Brescia Webb, Ray Chu, Chris Spencer, Flex Alexander, Trevor Jackson. A lot of folks we'll be talking to this week. And so that's why we are here in Los Angeles. And so please support us in what we do. Joining our Bring the Funk fan club. Cash App, $RM Unfiltered. Venmo's RM Unfiltered. PayPal is R Martin Unfiltered. Zelle is Roland@RolandSMartin.com. Roland@RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Got to go to a break. We'll be back in just a moment.
Are the stars out tonight?
Alexa, play our favorite song again.
Okay. Maureen is saving big holiday shopping at Amazon, so now she's free to become Maureen the Merrier. Food is her love language, and she really loves her grandson. Like, really loves.
My name is Charlie Wilson.
Hi, I'm Sally Richardson Whitfield.
And I'm Dodger Whitfield.
Hey everybody, this is your man Fred Hammond, and you're watching Roland Martin, my man, Unfiltered.
All right, folks. I got you, folks. Yo, welcome back. Roland Martin Unfiltered right here on the Black Star Network. They have been serving our community for 75 years. The links were started by 9 friends in Philadelphia 75 years ago. Now they have more than 16,000 members all across the country, numerous chapters. The Links Foundation. We certainly appreciate the work that they're doing. And they are, of course, joining us right now. The president is Kimberly Jeffries Leonard, based in Washington, D.C. Certainly glad to have you on the show, Kimberly. And so exactly what does the Links do? Folks who don't know, what y'all do?
We do a lot of stuff. And, you know, we're so glad that you are a brand new Connected Link, because we're thrilled that Jackie's a member of this organization. But we are an organization of over 16,000 members in 292 chapters. We are located in the District of Columbia, the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, the United Kingdom, and 41 states. And we were founded in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 75 years ago by our 2 co-founders, 7 friends who really wanted to do some good in their community. And we were founded on the tenets of friendship and service. And that is what we do. We are friends who serve. We as an organization log over 1 million service hours every single year. And so we're so thrilled to be able to be here on our 75th anniversary to celebrate 75 years of impactful service in now 5 different program areas: the arts, services to youth, national trends and services, international trends and services, and health and human services. Over the course of our inception, we've given $5 million legacy grants. We're so proud that our next legacy grant will be the Obama Center. We have given Links medals. You saw the picture there with Congresswoman Joyce Beatty. We just gave the Links medal to the Congressional Black Caucus, and we've had other Links medals starting with Ebony Magazine. So we are here, boots on the ground, serving our community to make an impact to transform them.
You know, one of the things that happens, a lot of people are very critical of Black organizations, fraternities, sororities, the Links, Eastern Star, Prince Hall Mason. And what I say to people all the time is, people really don't have an understanding that the backbone of the Black community really is the philanthropic work and the community service of these organizations. And people really undervalue the resources that pour into the Black community through Black organizations.
That's right. You're right. You're right. We have put resources not only nationally, we have 4 areas, and those areas have been very philanthropic in what they've done. And then our chapters on their own, our 292 chapters, we support historically Black colleges and universities. We support other organizations. We support the work that is needed in our communities. We are, you know, we walk it like we talk it. We get behind social justice issues. We've been very vocal, very hands-on around voting rights. We were the 2nd organization to sign on to the Crown Act. And, you know, that's about wearing, a Black woman ought to be able to wear her hair any way she wants to without being criticized or worried that her job is in jeopardy. We have worked with legislation around maternal health. Our focus for this 75th anniversary is around maternal health. And we've been working with the March of Dimes. You can see that we've provided funds for the Smith Playground. We just gave $75,000 to United Negro College Fund. We're giving $25,000 to March of Dimes, in addition to the money we raised. So Our goal is to be hands-on with service, to be able to use our philanthropic dollars to help move the needle. And I think that when people are critical, it's very right. It's because they really don't know what we do. And they have these perceptions of us that once you kind of look at us, it's not correct. It's wrong.
Questions from my panel. First up, Teresa Lundy. Since you're in Philadelphia, they were founded in Philadelphia, so Teresa, you get the first question.
Well, that is much appreciated. One, I am in all of the work that you guys do here. I know fellow colleagues are a part of your organization. I should probably look into it myself to be a part. So I guess one of my questions is, what are maybe some upcoming items that you guys plan on doing coming out of this pandemic? I know you guys probably had a strategic planning session. I don't want to know all the details, but what is something that you would like to share as you guys have thought about, branching out into the community?
So I appreciate that question because it allows me to tell you that when the pandemic came, we didn't pivot. I mean, we didn't panic, we pivoted. So we didn't have any real reduction in the number of service hours. It did not stop the programming that we were doing. We were even more impactful because the needs of the pandemic were brought out so rawly. I mean, when you talk about looking at inequities and disparities, we jumped in and addressed that. And so coming out of the pandemic, our focus is not going to be any different than it was before the pandemic or during the pandemic. Our goals are really to make sure that we are going to address the issues that are needed in our communities, and whether they be in the areas of education, health, national trends, international trends, we're going to keep moving. And it may look different, but what we did in the pandemic looked different, but it was still impactful.
Brianna, you're next. Your question.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for all of your hard work. I know it's hard to service the community, and so I greatly appreciate it. My question is for women who are already in a sorority, for Black women who are already in a sorority, what would you say to encourage them to get involved with Links?
Well, we have a lot of members in our organization that are in sororities. The nice thing about the Links Incorporated is that we have women across the board. So we have women who are in sororities, we have women who are in Eastern Star, and we have women who are only in the Links Incorporated. But what I would say is that we have 292 chapters, so there are very few places where we don't have a chapter. And where we have chapters, they are very vocal around the kind of work they're doing in the community. And so I would say connect with those chapters and a lot of our chapters are partnering with sororities and other organizations, National Council of Negro Women, National Coalition of 100 Black Women, the AMA. We're partnering with all kinds of community organizations because we're stronger when we're together. And so the goal is always to move the needle, to make an impact, to be a change agent. And so if you haven't seen something that the Links are doing, please connect with the local chapter or call us up here at headquarters and we will be able to tell you how to connect with one of those chapters around some of these serious critical issues.
Xavier.
I'd like to congratulate the Links for 75 great years. My question is, what is your most proud accomplishment as being part of the organization? And how do you see connecting to other parts of the world and other parts of the diaspora as the Links goes to its next 75 years?
Thank you so much. I am so proud to be at the helm of this organization as we celebrate our 75 years. And so when you ask me what I'm most proud of, I'm just proud of the fact that we do have 16,000 women who give over 1 million service hours. Through our international trends and services facet, we are global. We have, like I said, we have a chapter in the United Kingdom. We have a chapter in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. But our work, we do work in Haiti. We do work in Africa. And so we will continue that work because the need is very great. We've raised money for toilets for Haiti. We've taken mission trips to the diaspora. And once we get out of the pandemic, we will continue to to go and be boots on the ground, but we will continue now to provide those services that are needed in those countries. And so we are not only poised to address that, we are continuing to address that. I mean, I'm so proud that this is an organization of women who are trailblazers, dynamic, who are breaking the glass ceiling at every turn. Kamala Harris is a member of the Links Incorporated. She's an honorary member. So I'm just proud that we are here at 75 years, continuing to be linked in friendship, connected in service.
All right, then. Kimberly Jeffries Leonard, president of the Links Foundation. We surely appreciate it. Thanks a bunch, and congratulations on 75 years.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, folks. Thank you. Got to go to a break. We come back, an update on the black principal in Texas who was removed from his position because he allegedly was teaching critical race theory when he actually wasn't. We'll give you the update next on Roland Martin Unfiltered, right here on the Black Star Network.
Are the stars out tonight?
Alexa, play our favorite song again.
Okay.
That spin class was brutal. Well, you can try using the Buick's massaging seat. Ooh, yeah, that's nice.
Can I use Apple CarPlay to put some music on?
Sure, it's wireless. Pick something we all like.
Okay, hold on. What's your Buick's Wi-Fi password?
Buick Envision 2021.
Oh, you should pick something stronger. That's really predictable.
That's a really tight spot. Don't worry, I used to hate parallel parking.
Me too.
Hey.
Really outdid yourself.
Yes, we did.
The all-new Buick Envision, an SUV built around you, all of you.
Once upon a time, there lived a princess with really long hair who was waiting for a prince to come save her. But really, who has time for that?
Let's go. Feeling myself. I'm feeling
She ordered herself a ladder with Prime one-day delivery, and she was out of there.
I want some hood girls looking back at it and a good girl in my tax bracket.
Now, her hairdressing empire is killing it. And the prince, well, who cares? Prime changed everything.
Y'all know who Roland Martin is. He got the ascot on, he do the news. It's fancy news.
Keep it rolling. Right here. Rolling.
Roland Martin.
Right now.
You are watching Roland Martin, Unfiltered. I mean, could it be any other way? Really? It's Roland Martin.
All right, folks, welcome back to Roland Martin Unfiltered right here on the Black Star Network. The daughter of a well-known Florida politician has pled guilty to stealing $300,000 in COVID relief money. Damara Holness, she is the daughter of Broward County Commissioner and Democratic congressional candidate Dale Holness. She was accused of falsifying pay stubs, payroll expenses, and employees. She initially said, I didn't do it, but she did. She pled guilty to one count of conspiring to commit wire fraud. She faces up to 20 years in prison. I don't understand these people. Okay, you're gonna get caught, and you're gonna risk that? You playing with federal money? Yeah, that's stupid. So nice try, all that freedom. Now you about to go to prison. An update on Benton Harbor, Michigan. We had the story dealing with the lead pipe issue there. The Environmental Protection Agency says that Benton Harbor failed to properly warn people in a timely manner about high levels of lead in the water, and they must make improvements to its water plant. The EPA says Benton Harbor also must consider turning the water system over to someone else in the long term. The predominantly black town has been facing an ongoing water crisis since 2018. Residents are still urged to use bottled water for drinking and cooking. All right, folks, remember that black principal in Texas we told you about who was fighting for his job because his haters were accusing him of teaching critical race theory? Well, guess what? The school board has now made a decision regarding the role of Dr. James Whitfield. And he was the first black principal at the Grapevine Colleyville Independent School District High School there. The board reached an agreement delaying his resignation. Okay, let me say this again, y'all. Delaying his resignation. Listen to this.
Report of the superintendent. Act on a possible agreed settlement and separation agreement with Dr. James Whitfield. Dr. Ryan.
Yes, the administration recommends the board trustees approve the agreed settlement and separation agreement with Dr. James Whitfield.
We got a recommendation from Dr. Ryan. Do we have a motion? Casey.
I'd like to make a motion that we accept Dr. Ryan's recommendation.
Do we have a second? Becky seconds. Any questions? Seeing none, all in favor, please raise your hand. Motion passes 7-0. Now we'll have a statement from Dr. Robin Ryan. Dr. Ryan.
As a part of the settlement agreement, Dr. Whitfield tendered his resignation effective August the 15th, 2023, and will remain on paid administrative leave until that time. The parties have agreed to the following joint statement. This is the only statement the parties will make. The Grapevine Colleyville Independent School District and Dr. James Whitfield have been in the media frequently in recent weeks concerning the disputes between them. Both the district and Dr. Whitfield each strongly believe they are in the right. However, each also agrees that the division in the community about this matter has impacted the education of the district students. In addition, the time, expense, and disruption for both Dr. Whitfield and the district would continue for some time and would further harm the education of district students. The district and Dr. Whitfield have mutually agreed to resolve their disputes. Dr. Whitfield and GCISD strongly agree it is important we continue to provide a safe and nurturing educational environment to all students, no matter their background, race, or gender. The district and Dr. Whitfield wish the best to each other in the future, and the district and Dr. Whitfield have agreed that this will be their only public statement on this matter.
That's not. All right, folks. So remember, this is a really crazy story here. The high school is Colleyville Heritage High School. That is in North Texas. This is the Grapevine School District, the Grapevine Colleyville Independent School District, which really sits in between Dallas and Fort Worth. And so you heard there, which is sort of strange, Xavier, that he's going to remain on administrative leave until August 15, 2023. So you're going to pay somebody not to work for 2021, 2022, 2023? If you're a taxpayer, what in the hell are you doing? That
paying him to quiet.
This is sort of like this is sort. Look at how dumb this is. This is sort of like I get settlement and I get the money, but this is sort of like the idiotic Houston Rockets agreeing they wanted to trade John Wall. It doesn't fit in the future plans, and so they're paying him to sit on the bench and making $41 million a year. No. If I'm paying you $41 million, your ass gonna be in the game. This school district still cannot own up to why this man is not the principal over some folks lying about critical race theory.
Yeah, they can say that he's still the principal. Isn't that funny? They could say he's no longer the principal, but he still is the principal because he's on paid administrative leave until 2023. It's absurd. I shudder to think what type of lawyer the man has, because yes, you're going to get paid. Yes, you have a settlement, but you have a statement that's going to be the only statement that they will probably strictly enforce. So he can't be interviewed about this. He can't really say anything about what's going on. His duties under this particular settlement agreement seems to be very harsh, seems to come out as this both sidesism that makes the school district just kind of push it under the rug, and taxpayers are on the hook. But the main people who would be complain about it being on the taxpayer's bill want the guy gone anyway.
I mean, here's the thing, Brianna. The board voted 7-0 in September not to renew his contract. Then it was unanimous to keep him on paid leave until August 15, 2023. He makes $125,000 a year. It's going to get paid for the remainder of his term. Now, here was the statement that Whitfield, it was a joint statement between Whitfield and the district that was read aloud after the vote. Do y'all have the video of that statement, folks, being read aloud? Okay. Okay. So when you, even when you hear that, when you hear them say, matter of fact, can y'all, I want to dissect this. Can y'all please fast forward to that and replay it, please?
Resignation effective August the 15th, 2023, and will remain on paid administrative leave until that time. The parties have agreed to the following joint statement. This is the only statement the parties will make. The Grapevine-Colleyville Independent School District and Dr. James Whitfield have been in the media frequently in recent weeks concerning the disputes between them. Both the district and Dr. Whitfield each strongly believe they are in the right. However, each also agrees that the division in the community about this matter has impacted the education of the district students. In addition, the time, expense, and disruption for both Dr. Whitfield and the district would continue for some time and would further harm the education of district students. The district and Dr. Whitfield have mutually agreed to resolve their disputes. Dr. Whitfield and GCISD strongly agree it is important we continue to provide a safe and nurturing educational environment to all students, no matter their background, race, or gender. The district and Dr. Whitfield wish the best to each other in the future, and the district and Dr. Whitfield have agreed that this will be their only public statement on this matter.
So, Brianna, I'm now confused. First off, if you're Whitfield, can you not work somewhere for almost the next 2 years? What? Stay at home, play golf?
Well, I don't know the actual deal that they made, which is, like I said, I think it's similar to a settlement agreement. However, it seems to me that there is no exclusivity with it. And so he's going to be paid from them for 3 years, and he has the ability to still make money, which means he's going to make a lot of money during this time of his normal pay plus. But I think the issue is not necessarily the money in itself, right? But when we look at the money, because it's so much, as you keep on emphasizing, from 1, 2, 3 years on top of what else he can do in his potential earnings, is the fact that he got bought out. And, you know, removing him just delays us trying to fix the issues that he was really advocating for us as a principal there. And so, I mean, yes, he's going to be able to make money. He signed this agreement to be silent, which was for the good of the children, which now at this point makes it seem as if he's able to follow instructions, which was one of the things that they claimed he was being fired for, of not being able to stay within. And so, it does show that he's able to work with them. They both don't agree on, politically, but, he got his pockets filled.
Teresa, both the district and Dr. Whitfield each strongly believe they are in the right. Look, this is, keep in mind, this is also the same district where you had an anti-critical race theory person who just won a seat on the school board. This is what we're seeing. We are seeing these anti-CRT thugs all around the country who are disrupting school boards, who are threatening school board members as well, and they are going after and attacking principals and teachers. And look, the right is ready to weaponize this in the midterm elections next year.
Agree. And you know what? This is kind of where we are right now, where, the principal decided to make the deal that was right for him and his family. Either we agree or disagree with that. But I do believe that is probably just his first step into what he would like to do. I mean, so, even kind of looking at the cost rate, if it's $125,000 a year, I think with the legal fees, if he decided to actually pursue this issue and the concern of CRT would probably be in the millions of dollars if the verdict was actually in his favor. But I do believe that there will be some consequences down the line if there are these same type of instances that are happening with school boards that allow these interesting people who really just don't understand the concept. I can't believe how many times I've seen it on CNN, MSNBC, and Fox, when reporters are literally asking individuals what is critical race theory, and no one knows the definition about it. So we are in a very critical time, in a very critical place in our society, that we are trying to define something that we don't understand. And when people are fearful, they will do whatever they need to protect their traditions and the norms without actually expanding their mindset on education on what it actually could be.
But bottom line is this here, this education battle that we are seeing taking place, Xavier, all across the country. These people can try to make it about parental rights. No, what this is about, the undercurrent of this is race. In fact, I've been watching all of these different white media folks on mainstream media say, oh my goodness, it's unfair to label the voters in Virginia to be white supremacists. Because the reality is folks have always wanted to ignore the issue of race. Race has an undercurrent. Race is there when we talk education. Race is there when we talk about economics. Race is there when we talk about wages. Race is there when we talk about salary. Race is there when we talk about anything. Oh, Roland Martin, you're sitting here, you're a race hustler. You're always looking for race. No, I'm not looking for race. Race always happens to find us.
Roland, right. As someone who's actually taught a critical race theory class in law school, racist pervades our society. But not just from a standpoint of we're looking at it from a doctrinal perspective, whether it's taught in schools, whether it's taught on a college level, a law school level. Black people have had to learn about the history of this country, some of the intricacies as a method of survival in this country. Many white people have not and are ignorant of the history of America. And when they are confronted with some of the different things that's happened in this country, frankly, they're offended. They don't get mad at us. Get mad at your families. Get mad at your mama and daddy that they didn't enforce in terms of understanding what has happened in this country. And we have multiple states that have passed amorphous laws, some of them been copied, that don't define critical race theory, although that's the boogeyman. They speak specifically in and around topics related to race. And now expanded beyond just race. Now LGBTQ plus, women's bodies and their rights and things of that nature. It now has become cancel culture, the woke mob, everything that's supposed to be against a certain right-wing politic. Now we're living in a country that people say is center-right country. Now we're center bigot. And we have a media that continues to center bigots' feelings over what's right and what's just for the future of this country.
It's going to continue. We're going to see more of this. And so folks might as well buckle up because it is going to happen because we ain't going nowhere. We're dealing with all of these different issues. Got to go to break. We come back and we're going to talk about in our marketplace segment, a sister with a nonprofit to assist those who are in business. And she at one time even had questions about her own vision for her future. Also, the coolest cat ever to play in the NBA, Dr. J, Julius Erving. We'll show you a little fun we had yesterday at the Anthony Anderson Golf Tournament in San Diego. We'll be back on Roland Martin Unfiltered on the Black Star Network.
Alexa, play our favorite song again.
Okay.
Maureen is saving big holiday shopping at Amazon, so now she's free to become Maureen the Merrier. Food is her love language, and she really loves her grandson. Like, really loves.
Hi, I'm Teresa Griffin.
Hi, my name is LaToya Luckett, and you're watching Roland Martin Unfiltered.
All right, folks, welcome back to Roland Martin Unfiltered. Of course, we are here in Los Angeles every Tuesday. We, of course, are focused on our marketplace segment, where we like to focus on black-owned businesses. And so maybe you're one of the folks you need help branding your business. Now, my next guest has what you may very well need. It is, first of all, she has a marketing boutique agency. And Sierra, first of all, Sierra, pronounce your last name.
Adobe.
Adobe. Now, first of all, it's called the Adobe Group. She's the managing member of the Adobe Group. Now, I ran to Sierra. We were in Atlanta for the Global Hope Forum. And she reminded me that we had actually run into each other previously. And she said I was really mean to her when I met her. I'm just joking. I
said you tried to play me.
Go ahead and share the story. How?
Okay. You were saying that my phone was dirty. You said my camera lens was dirty. And I had cleaned it right before I asked you for a photo op. And then fast forward 5 years later, we're coming with the same energy, you know? And I had cleaned I was like, okay, there he is. I'm going to remind him about how he tried to play me. And you inspired me and uplifted me the last time. So I did, you know, thank you for all your encouraging words. But you tried to play me about saying I had a dirty camera lens. And then your photographer tried to come at me too.
Here's the problem. Yeah, because it was dirty. Here's the problem, okay? This always happens. This always happens. I need everybody who's watching to understand. People will take a selfie, and then this is what they'll do. They'll clean the back camera. Okay, let me help y'all out. If you're taking a selfie, cleaning this camera doesn't help.
Right now, I'm live
clean that one.
Again?
No, I'm just saying. Okay. No, I'm just telling you, to take a selfie, you gotta clean the front camera. The front camera. Cleaning the back
and we got a picture of you looking just like that. First of all, if you guys want, you can find me on Instagram. I did record him giving me a whole lecture on how to clean the camera lens. Number one, I'm going to hold my phone. Don't play me. It's not dirty. But he said that you need to clean it right before you take the picture. And we had talked, I think in that time, we had spoken for like an hour. And so I may have been touching the lens. We were exchanging. We were just talking.
There you go.
But it's okay. It's okay. I understand your request.
Most people don't realize when they inadvertently touch the lens. And also, let me help y'all out. If your lens is dirty, don't do this with your thumb. That doesn't clean it. That actually creates more smudges. Look, I try to help people. This happens all the time, and it happens all the time. I keep trying to help them out. I don't know why they keep doing it, you know. And I had to, before we get to the interview, this one other guy, we took a picture the other day, and he insisted, like you, that I was wrong and his lens was clean. And so let me help y'all out. And you know what? I'm just going to do it one day, and then I want people to actually see what it looks like when you have like these streaks coming across your lens because of light. And and also, folks, if your photo looks foggy, you're not in San Francisco. That means your lens is dirty. So I'm just saying. All right. Yep. All right. Yes, it's a giveaway. If it looks foggy, your lens is dirty.
Said if you got the streaks, if you got extra light beams, like this is not a Kanye West music video. We don't need no ultralight. I got you. I think that, you know, so I have a nonprofit called Inner Garden. So what we do is we promote and support entrepreneurs in their journey with best practices and frameworks. I'm going to have you come and teach a class on the appropriate camera lens angles and cleanliness. What do you say? I'm down.
I'm down. I'll be there, and I'll teach them how to do it quick, how to knock them out. All right, so let's talk about your nonprofit. What type of businesses are you working with? What are you helping them to do?
Yeah, so I work with so many different nonprofits and for-profit agencies. We have healthcare, we have beauty, design, other marketing agencies. We have people who are in real estate. And so typically when they come into our program, they are needing to link arms with people who are in the same space as them. So it's not necessarily your typical school where I need to understand, you know, what are KPIs and this and that, but what are things that I need to know that are very specific to my arena. And so that's where we come in, you know, helping people link arms with other experts across various sectors at different levels in the game. So you have people who are thinking about becoming an entrepreneur or starting their entrepreneurial journey. You have people that might be 3, 5, 10 years in, and they're kind of in and out, still working a corporate job, and they're trying to figure out, how do I let go of my full-time corporate job and then just have my own business? And then you have some people that's just what they've been doing for a very long time. They've sold multiple ventures and businesses, and they're really just looking to pour back into others and be a true leader. And so that is what our nonprofit is all about. The price, we try to make it extremely accessible because it's all about access. And I'm sure you know, in your journey from broadcasting and TV, sometimes you just need help. And sometimes you just need somebody who will, you know, provide a space for you and create a pathway for you to be able to succeed and take that chance. And so in Inner Garden, that's what it's really all about. It's an amazing network, but most importantly, it's a phenomenal pathway forward. So, you know, we have people who went to college and decided it wasn't for them, and they love the program. It's about a year-long program, and at the end, you do end up with a certificate. And so when I started it about 3-4 years ago now, I said I really want to rival some of the Ivy League schools with their with their business curriculum. This isn't like a 101 how to be an entrepreneur, and to be an entrepreneur you need a hoodie and a t-shirt and a hoodie and a laptop, and you need to have extreme burnout. At the end of the day, it's really all about creating a lasting legacy, something that you can continue to pass on, not just a business that you start and then at the end of the day all you've done is work and you don't have anything that's left. So with our partners, we talk a lot about life insurance. We talk about equity in your business. We teach you how to have conversations with your children about entrepreneurship and ownership, because it is something that's extremely important in the African American community, and owning the block, buying up the block and making sure that your business is there. So that way your great-grandkids can say, my aunt owned that building, or my aunt had a marketing company that was here. That's what we want to help you do in Intergarden.
Questions from my panel. I'll start with Teresa Lundy.
Hi. Well, wonderful program. I think it is something that is absolutely needed. I am a fellow entrepreneur myself, so probably one of my questions is for those who want to get into this space, learn more about your work, where do they go and what do they do?
Yeah, so if you want to be a part of Intergarden, you would just go to www.inhergarden.com.
All right, Xavier.
Yes, I'm intrigued about what your organization might be doing to help with pitching, getting investors, growing businesses, and scaling it. And how does your business help to steer those businesses in that direction to be able to attract larger resources and grow larger?
Yeah, I love this question. So Intergarden is actually a 6-part program. And so all of our categories are they're named after what you would do to actually tend to a garden. And so we have different panels or different mentors that come in. And so when it comes to investors, we have a part of our program that we call Source. And so that's talking about money, that's helping you partner up with legal, really any and every partnership that you would need in order to have a successful business that's done right on the books. So we have pitch competitions. We'll help you put your pitch together, put your deck together, really helping you dig into the weeds of your business. As you can see here in some of the B-roll, it's just some people learning about different frameworks. We have a business plan on one page, so that way when you come in and you're trying to talk to somebody, you can really dig into those details, talking about who your audience is, what are their pain points, how much would they pay, what do they hate about services like yours, what do they love about services like yours, and then how do you continue to just pull information from different resources. So, really focusing on lean techniques. So the one thing about entrepreneurship is that you don't always have a whole lot of money to get going. And so in Intergarden, we partner you or put you with different mentors in the space, so that way they'll help you navigate what are some resources that exist for me that can provide me with really good information about different demographics and where they are and how they're spending and how they're living and just their overall life cycle. So we also have, additionally, as some of the mentors we actually do have investors in Intergarden who have helped and decided that they want to teach people. So helping you understand the language, what an investor is looking for, what it is that they're not looking for, and then connecting you with different people along the way. Hey, you might not be, don't pitch to me, but I do have 5 or 6 other people in my portfolio, or a different resources that I may be able to connect you with. So that way, if you are looking to pitch and invest and scale, they'll really give you the nitty-gritty there. So really what I do is I just try to provide people with the most information and the best resources available.
All right, Brianna.
Great. Thank you so much, Sierra. Just a quick question. Have you seen any clients or any gravitations towards political consulting or political campaigns, or have you been interested in what unpacking that and providing content or promoting already generated content through your services?
Yeah, so along with Inner Garden, we teach people how to write content and how to use evergreen content and things like that. I also have a marketing company and a design agency called the Adobe Group. And in the Adobe Group, we put in all of the same best practices that one would learn in Inner Garden. The Adobe Group is more of a one-stop shop. And so there we have copywriters, we have designers. We'll help you look at some of the analytics that exist for your content that you currently have, what's resonating, what's not, and then make sure that we can help you craft and create content that really resonates, whether it's short form or long form, email, social media, television. It's really just about creating things that are authentic, and that authenticity is always the baseline and the value add. We always want to make sure that we add value. And so working with different clients in various sectors, what is the value add? What are people looking for? What are your clients looking for? And what do you have that's special that you can offer up? I hope that answers your question.
Yes, thank you.
All right, then. Well, we certainly appreciate it. Again, if somebody's out there watching, where can they reach you?
So you can find me at theadobegroup.com, ADAOBI group.com. And if you're interested in learning about, different educational materials, you can go to InHerGarden, INHER garden.com.
All right, Sarah, thanks a bunch. Go work on that selfie game.
Oh, you're a hoot. Thank you so much for having me. It's always a pleasure. I'll be seeing you soon. I'm going to reach out to you. He's going to be teaching in Inner Garden.
All right, we'll do it. I appreciate it. Thanks a bunch. Let me thank Teresa, Brianna, and Xavier for being with us as well today on the show. Thank you so very much for folks. All right, have a good one. All right, we come back. A little fun yesterday, Dr. J and others from the fourth annual Anthony Anderson Celebrity Golf Classic. I'll show that for you on Roland Martin Unfiltered on the Black Star Network.
Oh, that spin class was brutal. Well, you can try using the Buick's massaging seat. Ooh, yeah, that's nice.
Can I use Apple CarPlay to put some music on?
Sure, it's wireless. It's something we all like.
Okay, hold on. What's your Buick's Wi-Fi password?
Buick Envision 2021.
Oh, you should pick something stronger. That's really predictable.
That's a really tight spot. Don't worry, I used to hate parallel parking.
Me too.
Hey.
Really outdid yourself.
Yes, we did.
The all-new Buick Envision, an SUV built around you, all of you.
Betty is saving big holiday shopping at Amazon. So now, she's free to become Bear Hug Betty. Settle in, kids. You'll be there a while. Ooh, where you going?
What's up, what's up? I'm Dr. Ricky Dillard, the choir master.
Hi, I'm Amber Stevens-West from The Carmichael Show. Hi, my name is LaToya Luckett, and you're watching Roland Martin Unfiltered.
All right, folks, I don't think y'all realize how much crazy fun we have when all the fellas and the sisters get together in one of these celebrity golf tournaments. Well, it was a little crazy yesterday with my man Anthony Anderson. We caught up here with this clip I'm about to show you. Dr. J, my girl Seema, Sterling Sharp, Ken Griffey Jr., CC Sabathia, Mike Phillips, and so many others. Yes, there's always a lot of jonesing going on when we get together. Y'all, check this out. I see the name is right here.
Did you have a good night, man?
Hey, Doc, come on. You know how to do it.
Yeah.
You know, good night, relax,
These
chill.
the boys I was with, we left here, and they wanted to go to In-N-Out Burger. I was like, I'm going in, y'all go out. I ain't going no In-N-Out Burger. I sat here and ate.
Nah.
You know, ate prime, filet.
And they want In-N-Out.
And they wanted some In-N-Out.
Now remember,
it was already
like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it was 1
No.
o'clock. No.
Now remember, I was telling them. Remember last time we were on the bus. We were singing.
Oh yeah, we were singing.
Was Clay Walker?
Right.
Oh yeah.
Right.
The video was hilarious.
Boy could hit it.
Oh yeah.
Boy could hit it.
Oh, the video was hilarious.
We was just chiming in.
Yeah. We were his background singers.
Yeah.
It was good.
That's a role reversal, man.
Come on now, you know how it is. You know how it is. All right.
We good, man.
Your game good?
It ain't all tight, but you know, it's respect.
It's manageable.
It's respect.
It's respectable.
In a team concept.
There you go.
I'll be just fine.
That's the whole point.
I'll be just fine.
All right.
Team game.
You know it. All right, baby. Always good to see you.
Love you, man.
How the wife?
All right, she's good. She's good. She just stay back.
Okay.
She went to a wedding yesterday.
Okay.
Sent me all kinds of pictures, looking all fly and everything.
You trying to make me fly home?
Oh yeah. You got it like that, huh?
You said I got it like that.
Hold up, man.
Oh, that's too good.
Hold up, man. Show me the pictures you sent me.
You said I got it like that.
Yeah, it was like a moment. I had to stop for a second. She's calling me. Keep texting me.
Keep texting you the photos.
Solo on here. Here she is.
Well, hot damn. Yeah.
I was out of the golf course.
Yeah, you like, hey.
I was like, I better answer this real quick.
You said I got it like that?
You going to the wedding like that?
Okay. You like, hey, you got me? You trying to make me fly back home early?
Yeah, I had to keep up.
Why you ain't got those things?
I got on the phone. It was all good, though.
Right. No, that's why we like, you need to FaceTime me.
Yeah.
You know, I need to video me. Video chat.
No,
when they see the photo,
that's how they catch
you hit that FaceTime. Like, I need
well, she did FaceTime later with the same girlfriend. So I said, what y'all doing now? We still at the wedding. We at the reception now. Okay. All right. It's all good.
Oh, that's too much.
I got my spies over there.
There you go. You like, I got a tail on you.
She's like, I got mine over there too. I got spies in L.A. You better behave your ass.
All right, baby.
All right.
Hit him well.
You too.
Oh, okay. Just working with the club.
Come on. Now look.
I have my own cart. There we go. Hiya.
So I just want y'all to know. So a couple years ago,
Oh my God.
we were on a par 3, and the pro was supposed to hit. And the way it normally works is we hit our tee shots.
Yes.
And the pro's supposed to hit a great shot.
Oh my
That's
God.
how it's supposed to work out. It didn't really work out that way.
He's putting me on blast right now for two shots.
2 shots.
Out of the whole tournament.
But let me explain to y'all then what happened. So I'm sitting here, texting my swing coach in Chicago, Monroe. So Monroe gonna send me a video. He said, this is a great video on alignment.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, all right. And I open that damn Facebook video. Her ass.
It's me. But are you doing it?
I mean, I'm doing a little bit.
Oh my gosh. See, he doesn't want to listen to me because I didn't hit a good shot for him that one time 2 years ago.
I'm doing a little bit of it.
We'll see how today goes.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
He's going to bring this up to me
every
single time I see him from now on for the rest of my life.
It's done. It's done. It's done.
Oh my God.
Hit him well.
All right.
David. Come here, David. Follow me. No, come on. Follow. Hey, all that goddamn barking. Hey. Come on. I want you to follow me. Come on. I got something to show you. I can't even lie. My wife.
Oh, you gonna put it on your wife?
I'll be right there.
Hey.
Photo. Hold on. Go ready? Okay. Oh, we saw up here. Okay. Hey, you a little youth group. Come on. Hell yeah. Because who's your daddy?
You don't understand the
Who's your dad?
magnitude of
So who's your dad?
So this from my company, right?
What's that?
5G technology.
What's that?
So this is what we got our founders.
Oh,
You got to put in sunlight.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
that's
So this is the 5G technology.
Oh,
now
okay.
it's only that big.
That's those four who couldn't get in the alpha.
Love Coleman right there, boy. You know what that is? Listen.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. This is not a justify that way.
I'm just saying.
You know the deal.
I mean, we were already at Howard University before y'all got started.
And we figured we didn't want to be a part of that.
Because you couldn't be a part of that.
We didn't want to be a part of that. You'll never come to be.
I don't want to be. I don't want to be. Why do I want to crawl?
Put a little closer to him.
Why do I want to crawl? First of all, let me remind y'all took one of our colors.
And we had one for DL.
He coming late. I get it to him. I get it to my age.
Watch out! I gotta get my camera on it. Sis, can you do this?
I guess I might give y'all some little
Back. Hold on.
Come on.
Come on.
I might give y'all some little help.
All eyes on this camera.
Look over here. You got that one? Okay, here we go. Daddy time. Daddy time.
Okay, let's go, guys.
Hold up. Hold up. That's how it is. That's how it is when your daddy show up. You're like, oh shit, daddy here. Alpha all day. You don't want. Come on, you don't come on. You know you're gonna feel more of those out there. All right. You go ahead and do giveaways for the Omegas. Because they get their PPP loan. They couldn't fill the paperwork out.
All right. Don't put this in my car.
I'm sorry.
I'm used to having y'all work for me.
Hold on, hold up. I'm used to not being able to hire convicted felons. So, you know. That's why you're walking away.
I don't know the brush.
Hold on, 1 second. Hold on, let's see. Where's your device? Oh, you got it on.
But you ain't a comedian, dog. Hey, we're gonna, my company actually gonna do all the fraternities and all the sororities. But, you know.
Cool.
Yeah. And this is my business partner, Keith.
Hey, brother, how you doing?
All good.
How's everything?
All good. Just chilling.
Pleasure. Yeah.
Just chilling.
Pleasure meeting you.
Indeed.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yes, sir. Oh, we're gonna hit the well. 6.8.
Okay,
6.8. Quick.
6.8. Not 7.
I pull my shit up.
Hey, you good. You good.
I let them know.
6.8.
I let them know.
0.8.
See when they call me, I just pull it up.
Here you go, huh?
Boom.
Register.
I just pull it up.
Register.
Right.
That rocks.
I ain't got the ghetto handicap. I got the register.
6.8.
But you know, sometimes ghetto is good.
No. I got the register now. Ain't no lying here. Come on. Here we go. All right. All right. So we got a SEMA and Sterling shot. Come on. Let's go over here. Come on.
Okay, let's chop off the top. We got.
See, you ain't the only one, you know.
Damn, dog. Hey, dog. I was about to get on the number, dog, and then you walked over.
Oh, I already got it.
Oh, you already got it. Damn. Hey, man, you heard it.
Yeah, I already got it.
That's why I got over here to eliminate the competition.
All right, so you been sitting here, man, just, you know.
I'm eliminating the comp.
You done moved her away from everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, Sterling.
Justice came in, put his thing down, and now here you go.
Come on, Doc.
He got it on the block.
Come on, man.
Easy.
Boom, you know what she just said? She said he got it on lock. She wasn't talking about you.
Oh, she was talking about you?
Yeah, I already got the number. I'm just saying,
Shit. He does. And he be using it.
I got the private number, too. That, too.
But you can't call on the private line.
That's the public number.
Because you be calling her all the time.
That's the public number. Then there's a number that Sterling gets.
Hey.
I'll hold. What's Leash up to?
I'm just like a little piece of candy.
Where's Leash? Like right there? Step in. Step in. You don't stay wide. Step in and tight. All right, who the fuck, who else I got to hit? I'm going to holler at you.
You know what, dog? Watch me steal a shot.
And she's just like, this one needs happiness.
I want one. Let's go. Come on, let's go.
After next year, we need a phone taker picture.
Thank you. You're
Oh, you bougie now, huh? You bougie, huh?
Okay.
You bougie.
Straight, right?
You light skin and bougie.
Okay, cool.
Y'all good? No, I just asked if they was good. Y'all was good. They say y'all was straight. Who need to be? Okay. I got another. Where's my other card? Oh no, I got another. Where's who's in my other card?
I ain't got picture. You got that picture.
Oh yeah, I'll send it to you the good one.
It's like Rose Barons?
Somebody called you the Ronald McDonald House. I ain't gonna mention no name, but that was somebody.
Hey, guess what? I'm negotiating McDonald's right now. I ain't got no problem. None.
There he is. That's the culprit right there. Yeah, he the one that called you that.
Who? Mike Phillips, who didn't invite nobody black to his golf tournament?
Oh, shit.
He only invited bougie people to his golf tournament?
Oh, you should have been there. You get invited to see?
Yeah, we know you bougie. No, I know. We know you bougie. Oh, we know you bougie. We know your mother Vineyard's ass. Yeah. We know your Oak Bluff ass. Yeah, we know that. You don't come like the cute ass little master shirt. You know, cute ass little master shirt, you know. Right, little pinky up. Okay, you know.
Your tournament was
only
fucking awesome. That tournament was awesome, Mike.
There you go.
I wish more people.
There you go. See, this right here is called bougie and black.
Thanks for the invite. We appreciate you, Doc.
This right is called Negroes in Paris.
All that shit. Ain't on the golf course.
Right, this right here.
Indigo mimosas.
See, this right here. This right here.
Stevie Wonder. Yeah, Stevie Wonder.
See, look at it. Look at it. See?
Like Billy.
Yeah, okay. That's right. Go Kenny G. Yeah, go Kenny G. Kenny.
He put the fist up, though.
Go Kenny G. Hashtag Team Kenny G. Hashtag Kiss My Ass Mike Phillips.
Yeah, let's do this wild as fuck, yo. I know when you can't walk in.
Hey, Wendell, were you invited to the Mike Phillips golf tournament in Los Cabos?
No.
Damn! You too, huh? Nobody black got invited.
Hold up, I didn't get my invite.
Only bougie Negro.
I love you.
You ain't get invited either?
I love you.
See, that's foul.
See?
Yo, y'all.
That's foul.
He must have been doing some test marketing before he
Right.
I had to test it
Like,
before the real G.
It was test marketing. It was test marketing.
Yeah, I had to test it. We good now.
Hell no, we ain't good.
Bro's like, hell no.
It ain't like he brought back like a sleeve of golf balls or something. Like, all right, Wendell, here you go. Roland, here you go. He ain't do none of that.
I was wondering what the invitation requirement was.
Right.
But Wendell, we good. We good. Trust me.
No.
We gonna be Gucci.
Hell no.
You good.
Hell no. See?
I had to test it with some OGs.
Oh, he had
to
to
make
test
sure.
it. Oh, he had to test it.
Make sure we good.
Right. Yeah. Right. Okay. Whatever.
Oh my God.
Call my guy.
Those gotta be 1-to-1.
Yeah.
I got some white ones too.
You guys want another one to join?
Oh,
Yeah.
old school. He trying to rob me like Mace. Yo, let me see that rolling.
Yeah.
Oh, man, Harlem World.
Yeah.
Yo, man, I'm so
Let me
proud
see
of
it.
you, Mace.
Let me see it.
That's how Mace got robbed.
They cute. They bougie and cute.
Show me those spikes. Show me those spikes, baby.
Man, whatever the hell.
You see it, baby.
Whatever. You still ain't smooth. I'ma still play Kenny G. Damn Mike Phillips. Damn Mike Phillips. Ain't invited nobody. Just so y'all know, that's how we roll at all the tournaments. It's jonesing all day long. All right, folks, I got to go because shortly Richard Roundtree is going to be arriving at our location, and I'm going to be sitting down doing one-on-one interview with him for our Rolling with Roland news show on the Black Star Network. Please download the app. So here's the deal, y'all. You're going to be able to see these interviews exclusively on the Black Star Network. That's right. So you got to download it, okay? And so I'm just going to run down for y'all real quick. Here are the people who I've already talked to. It's going to blow y'all away. Just so y'all know, we've already talked to Johnny Gill, Guy Torrey, Richard Lawson, Glenn Turman, Michael Collier, Jack A., Bill Duke, Jeffrey Osborne, Mario Van Peebles, Sherry Shepard, Dondre Whitfield, Damaris Lewis, Michael Ely, Laz Alonso, Maddie Rich, Sheila E., John Hope Bryant, Janice Howrod. And then this week, folks, we're going to sit here and be talking to, I had Sally Richardson Whitfield today, Richard Roundtree, Trevor Jackson, Flex Alexander, Brescia Webb, Erica Ash, Ray Chu, Chris Spencer trying to lock down Debbie Allen as well. And so, I'm telling y'all, it is, we got it happening, going. All right, y'all. We got to go. Don't forget, support, join our Bring the Funk fan club. Cash App, $RM Unfiltered. PayPal is R Martin Unfiltered. Venmo is RM Unfiltered. Zelle is Roland@RolandSMartin.com. Roland@RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. I will see you guys tomorrow right here on Roland Martin Unfiltered on the Black Star Network. Holla!
To be smart.
Roland Martin's doing this every day.
Oh, no punches!
Thank you, Roland Martin, for always giving voice to the issues.
Look for Roland Martin in the whirlwind, to quote Marcus Garvey again.
The video looks phenomenal, so I'm really excited to see it on my big screen.
Support this man, Black Media. He makes sure that our stories are told.
See, this difference between Black Star Network and Black-owned media and something like CNN.
I got to defer to the brilliance of Dr. Carr and to the brilliance of the Black Star Network.
I am rolling with Roland all the way.
Honored to be on a show that you own. A black man owns the show.
Folks, Black Star Network is here.
I'm real revolutionary right now. Roland was amazing on there.
Stay black. I love y'all.
I can't commend you enough about this platform that you've created for us to be able to share who we are, what we're doing in the world, and the impact that we're having.
Let's be smart. Bring your eyeballs home.
You can't be Black-owned media and be scared. You dig?